LB.
Tell me who want it? Who's my opponent? Pull up. God's son, it ain't written all up on my stomach. Pull up like fuck it. How bad of a bucket? Don't care if it's COVID. Babylon falling, the bitch about to plummet. They want the throne, but this shit ain't yours, so these niggas covered. If you so conscious, tell me why is your ass wearing a bonnet? Flow is disgusting, on West is the body, it ain't no discussion. You niggas is pussy, you wouldn't do nothing if they killed your cousin. This ain't boys in the hood, we some boys in the hood. This is one West nigga, and we wish a nigga would. Some days on these beats, my nigga, I be feeling like I'm shook. Your leader's the sucker, you on the wrong side, my nigga, so tell me what's good. You don't want no cowards, they get devoured. I'm from the city where they took our towers. This world is ours, we serve a power that's gonna kill the dragon like he Bowser. These niggas sour, they wanna scour, cause we've been crushing all these fucking doubters. We meant to honor, don't shot from drama. Word to co-walkers, he got that black llama. Pull up with armor, shit can get darker. Put you in dirt, I'm a hell of a gardener. Don't make a nigga line you like a barber. I am an arrow who come with an archer. Fuck 12, that's just the starters. Let me tell you about these feelings I harbor. I've been this way since they feel their regard. Fuck Pantaleo, his mother and father. Tell me who won it? Who's my opponent? God's son, but it ain't written all up on my stomach. Put it like fuck it. How bad of a bucket? Don't care, it's COVID. Babylon falling, the bitch about to plummet. Yeah.
Shalom, Israel. Clap it up. Welcome again to another ISUPK Wednesday night law class. My name is Priest and Officer 500 Kayarwan from ISUPK Jamaica. ISUPK started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. ISUPK is run by Commanding General Yahana, the leader of the nation of Israel, and I mean over Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You understand? ISUPK is not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group or any religious organization. I say Yahweh Basham Yahweh Thumb to my brothers, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Basham Yahweh to my sisters. All right, so an incident took place in Clarendon where 8 people were unalived. Well, the initial report said 17 injured, but now it seems like less. But 8 people unalive, including a 7-year-old. You understand? We have to break that down today. You understand? And we have to play a tape, or we have to read an article. And then we have to read some scriptures. See? Remember, like, share, subscribe, depending on the platform that you're currently watching on. You understand? Remember to get inside these classes. See? And yeah, pay your tithes as well. See? All right, so we're gonna jump to a Observer article. I'm gonna put it on the screen. And it says 7-year-old among 8 dead in Clarendon killing spree. It says Clarendon, Jamaica. A 7-year-old boy is among the 8 people who were killed in separate gun attack on Cherry Tree Lane, 4 Part in Clarendon on Sunday night. It is reported that in the first attack, residents were gathered at a car wash in the community around 8:45 p.m. for a birthday celebration when a white Axiom motor car drove up and 3 men armed with guns alighted from the vehicle. The men opened gunfire at a group of people who ran in different directions. When the shooting subsided, it was discovered that 4 people died on the spot and 3 others were pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital. Police reports that armed men drove from a car wash in the direction of the Maypen bypass and on reaching a section of the roadway while still in Cherry Tree Lane community, stopped at another gathering. You understand? 2 men reportedly exit the vehicle and had guns and opened fire at the group before escaping. 1 person was shot and killed. You understand? So in total, that's 8 people. See? And the age range, it varies from elderly to, as it said, a 7-year-old. You understand? And how have we reached this point now that, you know what I mean? We are carrying out such here in Jamaica. How did we reach this point? Is a question. This is we behaving like our oppressor. You know? We have fully taken on the spirit of our oppressor, which is known for things like this. When you watch the news and you see mass shooting and all them things, that it's usually these numbers. You understand? It's usually them number, the 8 people, 12. You understand? That is not normal here in Jamaica. See? And not to say that in previous times when you hear like 4 people dying, that was good. That was not good. But this is us gradually taking on this abominable spirit of the oppressor. You understand? Which is not good. Which is a sign from the Most High that, you know what I mean, we are heading down a path that we should not be heading down. You understand? There's many different, what I call it, factors that contribute to this, you know. But just to simplify it, we are becoming like the oppressor. You understand? Taking on his ways. And this is not our true characteristics as a people. See? This is not how we are naturally. We're going to play the tape where the police them attack. Then we're going to jump into some scriptures. You know what I mean? The ISUP cannot come on in general, and we don't just report on things like this, but we always give you the solution from the Bible. You understand? Because there's a solution to this. See? We're going to break it down. We're going to play this tape.
About 9
In the meanwhile, just
from the Cherry Tree Lane
share.
community of Fort Park, Clarendon, were assembled at a car wash playing bingo when a group of men approached and opened fire, killing 8 persons, including an 8-year-old boy and 3 females. 9 persons, including a 1-year and 9-month-old baby, were shot and injured and are at the hospital. It is an unfortunate and brutal incident, one that I think borders on terrorism, because I think this act is to instill fear and to intimidate the community. The police is committed to ensure that justice is done, and we are using all our resources to ensure that the perpetrators are found and face justice. We are at an early stage of our investigation. The scene is currently being processed. Consequently, I will not say much more, but we promise this country and this nation that we are going to get to the bottom of this, and those who are responsible will face justice.
So, you know what I mean? That is what they promise, right? But we know that they have no solution for this. What am I going to do? Them go do what them do. Whether it be a zone of special operation, you understand? Whether it be some, you know what I mean, clamp down to fight gangs, you understand? And then it's the problem, it now go solve. It just it will get worse and worse and worse and worse. You understand? It just will get worse because really and truly, they don't have the solution for this. You understand? We're going to jump to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. I'm going to show you where all our problems stem from. You understand? Remember, this is what the ISUPK and the command in general and teach. And this is very important for our people to understand, to know how to fix our people. There's no other way around it. There's no other way. There will be a lot of talking, a lot of people doing their analysis, you know what I mean, wondering where we went wrong, you understand, where the country went wrong. See, you will have people saying, what wrong with black people? What wrong with Hispanics? What wrong with Native Indians? You understand? And nobody will be able to put them finger on the true root of this problem. You understand? We in the ISUPK, we teach that we, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the real Israelites in the Bible. You understand? The Bible is our records. You know what I mean? It contains the solution for the situation that our people are in. So during the time of Moses, when we were coming out of the land of Egypt, when we were in slavery in Egypt, you understand? The Most High had a covenant with us. And that covenant included, you know what I mean, us keeping his laws and his statutes and his commandment to govern our nation by his, you know what I mean, laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? And the Most High promised that if we kept his laws, then we would be, you know what I mean, a great and mighty nation. See, we're going to read Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. You understand? This is what the Most High gave to Moses. See? It said, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. You understand? So that was a blessing. The Most High gave us a blessing as a people. Right? He said, if we keep his laws, we will be, you know what I mean, high above all nations on the earth. Let me jump down to verse 15. And it said, but it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee. You understand? Let me jump down to, you know what I mean, the meat of the matter. See? 1 second. One second. This is 54, right? And it said, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother. You understand? Who is the man that is tender among you? The man that is tender among you is the young man, is the youths. The youth are the you know what I mean, the ones that are committing the crimes today. Well, it's saying that his eyes shall be evil against his brother. Let me continue reading. And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. This is talking about black and black crime. You know what I mean? Other things too, other ways in which we, you know what I mean, we treat each other in a unbrotherly way. But this is the cause of black and black crime. Our brothers' eyes being evil against each other, towards even our sisters and towards even the children. You understand? Because we turn away from the laws of the Most High. That is the main reason why things like this cannot be solved by the unruliness, the police force. You understand? As a matter of fact, the politicians have helped to contribute to the problem that you see right now. You understand? So, as a matter of fact, not help. The gang violence where you see here in Jamaica, it is the foundation of it is in politics. Then the foundation of gang violence start with politics. So no way, shape, or form the politicians unruliness can fix this problem. The most unruliness can do is throw brothers in prison, unalive brothers, you know what I mean, and sisters, you know what I mean, and then you will hear about an even worse shooting somewhere around the corner. It now go fix because this is not a problem that can be solved by the government. This is a spiritual problem we have. Nowadays, you hear everybody attack spiritual. You understand? The Christian church, them like to make everything spiritual. Well, here is a spiritual, you know what I mean, problem where we have. See? But the solution is also spiritual, and it don't mean prayer and fasting like a Christian church like to suggest. How many prayer and fasting have the Christian church done here in Jamaica? And crime has not gotten any better. As a matter of fact, everyday crime, the unalivement of we unaliving each other, get worse. It get worse. So the Christian church clearly don't have the solution. And if you ask me, definitely add it to the problem, because where is the Christian church bringing out these scriptures where me I read right now, where it said, because we turn away from the Most High, the eyes of the young men will be evil towards each other. That is what we experienced Sunday in what them call it, Cherry Tree Lane in Clarendon. That is what happened. That is young men unaliving their own people. And it is gang related. So them say it's a reprisal for something else will happen. That is what gang warfare is. Our young men unaliving each other based off a territory, and you know what I mean, as me say, it started with political affiliation. That is where everything started. Let me go into history. For someone who might not know the history of Jamaica, which is very crucial. Then, for those of you who, you know the millennials, you know what I mean, the millennials probably hear about it, but the Gen Z young people, you know what I mean, it's hard for you to understand how your country have become this way, where it come from. See, the elders them know, like, you know what I mean, the people them in them 40s and 50s amongst us know this history of Jamaica, and older folks here in Jamaica know a time when Jamaica didn't have any crime and violence, none at all. As a matter of fact, well, we would say violence, but crime and unalivement was very, very low. But the gang warfare started with the two political parties. This is very important for our people to know. This is history that you can't ignore. See? Remember, share around the live and thing. Just share it. Just go inside of your contacts on WhatsApp and share this live around. This is the solution for a problem like this. You understand? The political gang warfare is what caused Jamaica to be like this. You see, before the 70s and the 80s, you know what I mean, Jamaica did not know a thing named gang warfare. There was no such thing here in Jamaica. People were being unalive, but like, I think I heard, you know what I mean, some figures like probably 10 people get murdered for the whole year. Usually, machete or knife stab, and it's usually because of, you know what I mean, conflict between individuals. There was no gang warfare about this community fighting against those community, and there was no pew, no, you know what I mean, gun violence. You understand? It was mostly machete, you know what I mean, and knife. And as I said, the numbers were few. But what happened in the 70s and the 80s was the two political parties were fighting for power. You understand? The JLP and the PMP. This is very important for our people to know. Before you say no, all right, we need to vote in another political party or vote for the one that is currently in power, or vote in the next one so they can fix the problem. We just want to rest assured that the problem now will fix that way at all. It is impossible. Andrew Holness, Mark Boulding cannot, and I'm going to emphasize it, they cannot fix Jamaica crime problem. It is impossible. I'm not exaggerate. If this was the case, it would have been fixed already. It cannot be fixed. And as I said, in the 70s and the 80s, Edward Seaga, Michael Manley, many of the, as I said, the elder them know about what took place in the late 70s, early 80s. When through the KGB and the CIA, guns came into the island. M16 rifles, you understand? And M16s and AK-47. Those were the primary guns that entered into the island, along with handguns, you know what I mean, and other, you know what I mean, other type of weapons. But mainly the M16 and the AK-47. The M16 came from America. Then through the CIA and the JLP. I want to listen, you know, this is, may I try to explain why the politicians cannot, as a matter of fact, it would be better if they were not here, if they would just go away. We would be better without them. I would not incite nothing. We just tell us, say, they are the cause of the problem. See? The CIA brought in M16 rifles and gave it to the JLP, and these politicians, through Edward Seaga, gave it to poor ghetto youths to fight political gang warfare. And the KGB through Cuba and the PMP brought in the AK-47. America made the M16, and Russia, which is the KGB, made AK-47s. Those were the primary weapons that was introduced to Jamaica to fight political gang warfare. Seaga wanted power. Michael Manley wanted to retain power. You understand? So the KGB and America, I think that was in the time of after the Cold War, seeing, if I'm remembering correctly, seeing, but America and Russia was enemies and they were fighting for territory. Cuba was a stronghold for Russia in over here in the West. And America never want Russia to set up no more shop in their backyard. See? Which is Jamaica. The PMP was good friends with Michael Manley with Fidel Castro in Cuba. You understand? This is very important for our people. Now, all right. The reason why I bring up this, voting now go help, politician now go help. Just know that if you look for a solution in that direction, you have a change of course there. Now go help. That is why I bring up the history. The history is always important because people forget the history. See? So, Russia through Cuba and the PMP, you know, Michael Manley was very good friends with Fidel Castro. He admired Fidel Castro, but Fidel Castro was communist. Russia was communist, and Russia was providing At one point, Russia had nuclear weapons in Cuba. That was how serious the conflict between them and America was. So the PMP was aligned. The PMP wasn't fully communist, you know. They were, but them leader just admired Fidel Castro, but them have the link. Well, America feared that Jamaica would turn communist because Michael Manley was in power, the PMP, right? So them set up a man named Edward Seaga, which many assume was a CIA operative. You know what I mean? We're not going to say if that is true or false, but it definitely worked with America and the CIA. See? And then use him to usurp power from Michael Manley. So what they did, them created combatants here in Jamaica, which is really terrorists. You notice how them are referred to the incident in Clarendon as a terrorist attack? Well, you have to understand that the first terrorist was created by these two political parties. It will be very irresponsible of our people to forget this history. We like to quote what name Marcus Garvey. If you don't know your history, you don't know where you go, well, you need to know your history, or this will also continue. This unalivement where you see take place in a Clarendon. This is how it all started. Remember, previously to me explaining this, I tell you that there was no such thing as gang violence in Jamaica. The two political parties, the PMP and the JLP, they created gangs in Jamaica. And I am not exaggerating. They literally created gangs. PMP affiliated gangs with them, they then provide them with AK-47 and other guns to fight against the JLP who provided M16 rifle and other gun to poor ghetto youths. The CIA trained poor ghetto youth and how to wreak havoc through the JLP in Jamaica. This is Googleable. You can just Google this. It's not far away for those who just probably are hear about this. See? Them train our black brothers or poor black brothers how to be terrorists, how to use these weapons and how to create chaos because they wanted to destabilize Jamaica. You understand? Me I give you the history of how you notice how me I repeat and I repeat. Because you know, say people are coming and people are go out and people are coming. We want to get the point of what we are talking about. See? This is how gangs came into Jamaica. So the KGB, many brothers went to Cuba to be trained and how to be terrorists to Jamaica. I guess in their minds, have to defend the country. Well, you know what I mean? We see the result today. And we know that famous gangs were created, you know what I mean, through these, you know what I mean, through what took place in the 70s and the 80s. Like the Shower Posse gang. Who know about the Shower Posse gang? Which was, you know what I mean, well aligned to the JLP. You understand? You have other gangs who was aligned, you know what I mean, to the PMP. It eventually became them venture after the United States and become drug dealers. Also, drug dealing was brought to Jamaica by the political parties. I guess through the CIA because they did the same thing in the black community in America. And this was about the same time during the crack epidemic. So they bring the crack epidemic to Jamaica, but it just never catch on like how it catch on in America. Because we know it almost destroyed the black population in America, the crack epidemic. Well, thanks to the Most High, it never catch on so wicked here in Jamaica. But many people got hooked on crack here in Jamaica. We know a lot of people who, to this day, still have a crack problem because of what took place back then. See? So we are giving the history of how this terrorist activity came to Jamaica. through the same political parties who have offered you the solution. Without them, there would not been a gang problem in Jamaica. I want to understand this, because, you know what I mean, just like Christianity, we tend to ignore. Like, let me jump to the Christian church. Had the Christian church been a better moral example and teacher and teach the Bible the proper way, we wouldn't have brothers glorifying them kind of action here today. But the Christian church teach our people that the laws of the Most High are done away with. So you see, these are all of the what you call it, the different factions that contributes to the problem what we have. The Christian church teach us to be unlawful, and the politicians brought gang warfare to Jamaica. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not even trying to make it look. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Literally, the JLP and the PMP is who created the two biggest gangs here in Jamaica. And that culture is where you see evolve to today. During the time of this political gang warfare, it was the worst. There's a particular election here where they have the highest murder rate here in Jamaica, in the history of Jamaica. See? I think it was about 1,000 or near to 1,000 people. That was unprecedented here in Jamaica, because Jamaica don't know such thing. It was nigh unto, you know what I mean, as I said, terrorism. And this was PMP against JLP. That's all it was. The PMP against JLP. And rest assured, these oppressor politicians, they were not being unalive. It was the poor black brothers and sisters who them arm up to analyze each other. Let me repeat. They literally created gang warfare. How are they still the ones that you vote for? Is the question. How do you still go to the polling booth and say, I vote for PMP, I vote for JLP? I don't understand it. I will not say you should vote at all. Because voting can't solve this problem we have. But just think about, more time I wonder if people can comprehend it. The same crime where them say them a fight, and them create it. Them literally constructed it, and history recorded. It is recorded in history that they did it. But yet still, Andrew Holness are going to stand up and say, well, them are going to be hard and gangs. You need to be hard on yourself. You created it. And when I say you, I mean him directly. His political forepeer or his political fathers created it. As I say, Edward Siaga, and them continue the same behavior throughout the years until it start become, you know what I mean? People start highlight it more, and then them claim, say, boy, them are going to change them tactic. No, you don't change your tactic. You get rid of that style of government. It don't work. It caused the main problem what we have here in Jamaica. It caused it. It is it. It's literally, politics is literally gang. I don't know how better me I try use words, you know what I mean, for just make sure say connecting our people. JLP and PMP are two gangs here in Jamaica. See? They are the first gangs. I will now say the gang that did this massacre in Clarendon was affiliated. Maybe they are not. With politics. Maybe they are not. But in many cases, these gangs are still connected to politics. Even to this day. You understand? But if they are not, just rest assured that they are the child, this gang that did this heinous crime is a child of what the JLP and the PMP did in the past. The JLP and the PMP is the father and mother of gang warfare here in Jamaica. I don't know how better to say it. I don't know why you're still going to vote. Vote for what? What them are going to do? They started it. They are the ones that created it. So if you have somebody who all right, before them you never have a problem like this. They created the problem. You got to give them the charge that they should go and solve the problem. You got to trust them to solve the problem, or do you think them are going to use it to them advantage? When it is necessary, them are going to sponsor crime, and when it is not necessary, them are going to let out the police and say them a fight crime. No, Andrew Holness are going to fight crime. He might go fight crime now, he might go let loose the police force and these gangs. And we now say we now support no gang, and the main gangs that we don't support is the JLP and the PMP. See? But they are the ones that cause it. What you should be, you know what I mean, turning to is trying to find out who you are as a people, because clearly the politics now help you. Politics have you in a spin around. Them cause a problem and then know them offer a solution to it. Nothing can go so. When say keep it moving, my bro. Jamaica need every Jamaican right to bring your country respect, manners. I don't understand what you mean by that 118. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know if you agree with me or you disagree with me. Yeah, some James Alice say the system itself. You understand? The system itself and them create the gangs. So the little faction of gang over here is just them children where them can't control. It's just them children where them can't control. I don't know how more to emphasize this. So how can you now say you're going to vote for this one or vote for that one or find an alternative when politics have been your problem to begin with? And in the same breath, the Christian church is the one that taught you to be immoral. But yet still with people, them in the Christian church and in JLP and PMP. Let me see what I'm going to write this. All right, so him say I agree with you. Yeah, man, big up yourself, 180. You understand? We have to move away from politics. And we have to come back to who we are. You have to remember we have a particular history here in Jamaica. You know. Our history here in Jamaica is we were brought here against our will. That is the main issue we should resolve. What is this event that took place that we ended up here as a people? Because since we have been here, there have been nothing but hell for us. So we need to address the root of that now, instead of turn to politics. And bear in mind, these two political parties was given to you by your enslavers. Now, it puzzled me. But thank the Most High for the ISUPK and the commanding general, Yana. Because now me I see clearly, like, it puzzled me how we can still attach ourselves to a system that is responsible for our slavery. Literally. And it created crime. It created crime and violence. Literally. The problems that we have is the main problems that we have was caused by the same system. And this system was given to us by our enslavers. Or is it that we still are turned to the system? Haven't we turned to the system enough? Or is it that the new roads of the Chinese them are built and them own are impressed with so much? And the loans them with the IMF are giving to put we in debt and make us poorer are help with so much. What is it that this politics and the oppressor system wait do for we? More than make we poor. Have you seen Gaza living lately? Why are you still going to the polling station? Why are you voting? What you vote for? You vote for the destruction of your people. That's all you vote for. You vote for more poverty. You know they like to say prosperity. You're voting for poverty. You're voting for more crime. You're voting for, you know what I mean, less wages. You're voting for more deception and you not knowing who you are as a people. So let me go back again. See? The root thing that we need to find out as a people. We should sit down and, you know what I mean, just think like a elf way over here. So, but how did we get over here? The oppressor. So we need to ask a question. Who are we? That should be the question that we ask ourselves. And notice, want to listen, Zane, don't you find it strange that we have to be having a debate as to who we are? Just want, hey, we just want this register in our people's mind. It dead, you know, but life, you see, struggle, what we face on a day-to-day, it prevents us from even thinking deeply and looking into this. Don't you find it strange that we don't know who we are? Something can go like that? That you have over 3 million people here in Jamaica don't have a clue who they are? Tell me if me a lie. Do Jamaicans know who they are? Do black people in Jamaica, we know the Azans know who they are, them come from Lebanon. See? We know the Mafood know who they are. We know the Annas know who they are. We know all of these oppressors know who they are. But don't you find it strange? Like this should be, you should have, for a minute, you should have stopped and said, but you don't say this is a strange thing that we don't know who we are as a people. Like, who else don't know who they are? Can something happen like that? You should really ask yourself. You understand? That is the root. That is the main thing we need to solve. The main thing we need to solve before we can get us the solution to the problem that we face is knowing who we are. You know, we need to start, you know what I mean, pressure our politicians to do, and it will sound strange too. But don't think of it too strange because it is a reality. See, we need to start ask them, what was the history before slavery? Like, we need to know we're missing something. I think this is a missing part of the puzzle. You understand? We there sit down and we are suffer upon one little island where we know we not come from. We know we not come from, you say, you know, we accept it because we create greatness from this island. All right, we forget about where we did come from. But we can't just live off of fame alone. We are suffer as a people. We are dying in Jamaica. Whether it be sickness, crime, abortion, where nobody now talk about, because abortion is not legal in Jamaica, you know. But notice how them tell you say, the birth rate in Jamaica has gone down, and then them tell you foolishness about people are being more responsible and people are use condom and people are virgin. The girl them still a breed. So like you have to say it for word it that way. The woman them still a breed. But no pitney now forward. People have more, you know what I mean, unprotected sex than ever. Where the pitney them there? You think them girl you lock them legs? Them now close them legs. Them have sex same way and them get pregnant same way. But where the pitney them there? The birth rate a drop. So all right. The birth rate a drop so much that your politician are come out and say you need to have more people. More to think about that, which means it's a problem. The picnic them are get aborted. So go back to who we are. What are we? You know what I mean? Forget the question about who are we. What the hell are we? What are we? Because we over here are suffer while other nations are prosper. So are we slaves? Are we supposed to be the ones that suffer over here and die? What is our destiny over here? What are we supposed to be like? Or are we supposed to be? Are we supposed to be savages? You understand? Like what the oppressor, poetry and the media which him flood us with, and then them ask, you know what I mean? Oh, black people become like this, or is black people so violent? When violence in the games, violent in the music, where them push, where them sponsor the violent music. See? The movies, which air freely on every television screen, these violent movies, which them pump to you from your child, from back in the 80s with the cowboy and Indian show there. Till man start name themselves after, you know what I mean, famous cowboy. Me know if you not hear me good on YouTube. See? Man start name themselves after gunman. We were given this culture. But what is our true culture? Who are we? Well, all of that in the Bible. It's in the Bible. We are the children of Israel, and this one I read was a prophecy saying that we would find ourselves in this situation. Let me read it again. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54, and it said, so that the man that is tender among you, who is the tender man? What do you mean by somebody tender? When you cook goat, right? Or you cook chicken, which one are the tender one, the old one or the young one? Which one are the tender one? When you for anybody who ever raised chicken before, when the chicken just reach in 6 weeks, see, and you cook it, or him taste tender and nice. But if you make the chicken move on to 7-8 weeks, you realize that the bone get a bit tough. It get more tougher. So the tender one is the young one. So when this I say, so that the man that is tender among you, it is talking about your young men. The little youth them where you see, I lock the corner them and I do the unalivement. It said, and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother. That is black and black crime. That is the crime problem that you see today. The Bible prophesied that we would be like this if we turn away from the Most High. But we have a problem. We don't even know that we turn away from the Most High because we don't know who we are. You understand? We don't even know that there's a Most High that we turn away from. We only learn about God through the Christian church. We don't know that we have a more personal relationship and connection as a nation with the Most High. And He expects us to be a particular way. He gave us a culture, and today we don't have that culture over here in Jamaica. And that is what we are seeing the results of that. We don't have that culture. We are, you know what I mean? We are acting like the oppressor. We have taken on that murderous spirit that we learn from the oppressor. When we have laws that can solve this problem. And like when I tell you, Andrew Holness can't solve the problem. Andrew Holness is just some politician that answers to our oppressor. He can't solve it. It's not going to solve. It's going to get worse. and worse and worse. And we are going at a time right now where, brethren, this world is going into war. So what would be our relationship with each other? Is it that we are going to start analyzing each other like how the Africans analyze each other? Are we going to become like one of those, you know what I mean, countries in Africa where we start analyzing each other by the thousands? Or become like the oppressor and genocide each other? We reach a point now where we have to step back and say, no, man, we have got too far as a people. We need to solve the problem. And the solution is in the Bible, not in your Christian church. That's why we always tell us, say, you need to get inside these classes. Because we need to take our people, you know what I mean, out of this world and make them come back to them culture. And that is what ISUPK and the Commanding General Your Honor does. And that's why there's no brother or sister in this school who, you know what I mean, who is in prison, who is on drugs, you understand, who analyzes his brother, you understand. Learning your culture, it really reform us. Coming back to the Most High law, statutes and commandments, it reforms our people. It is the only solution because, as I said, this is a spiritual thing. No police force marching into your community and shooting down anybody or throwing somebody in prison will solve this problem. When you analyze one done or one killer, another one will burn in his place. Where them kill who them kill? Well, the one who got jail with the and the one, the termite gang one, I remember him name. His replacement is already there. So I'm say as one gone, another one go born. You understand? It's gonna be a cycle, and who comes after are gonna be worse than the man where him, you know what I mean? We're gone. It just gonna get worse and worse. The thing are gonna upgrade. The generation before are gonna come worse than the one before. But we have a solution. That's why it records all of the stages of the problems that we face and the root and cause. That's why you have some books in the Bible where you probably can't, you know, read, you skip past them book there and go to the part where it talk about Jesus and Psalms. Because you see the part such and such and how he died and what he caused the nation to do, those are very important for us to learn from, because these are literally our ancestors, and the Bible is not a religious book. The oppressor just got his hands on it and turned it into Christianity while you were in slavery. This is our record. We are the children of Israel. This is our solution. You understand? And the Most High tell us how we can solve this problem. Christ tell us how we can solve this. We need to be brotherly. You know, I find brotherhood out there. I tell you the truth. That's why we implore you every day in every class that we keep, that you need to get inside these classes. You need to keep in touch and in line with the ISUPK so you can be on the right footing. We're going to read the book of Mark chapter 12. We're going to read verse 29 to 31. And it says, and Jesus answered him. You know what I mean? Who the world calls Jesus, but his real name is Yahushai Mashiach, a black man from the tribe of Judah. See? Not that white picture that you see the Christian church have. That is not him. The man in the Bible is not that white picture. And his name, his Hebrew name, his real name is Yahushai. And he's our king. You understand? Take the Christianity off it. See? And Jesus answered him, the first of all the commandments is here, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Verse 30, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. We have a covenant to the Most High. It's our duty to love the Most High. See, how do we love the Most High? The scripture tell you. This is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. Because you can't hug God, you can't kiss God. See, what you can do to show your love to the Most High is to do what he says. And he gave us laws, statutes, and commandments, and they are right there in the Bible. But your Christian church say they are done away with. That's an obstacle and a snare in your way already. You need to get rid of politics and get rid of the Christian church. I won't say get rid of, we don't mean burn them down and kill them. We mean move away from them. Leave the Christian church. Leave far from voting. The country is going to hell in a handbag anyway. Don't try to save it. It cannot be saved. Same like how them can't solve crime, them can't save Jamaica. You understand? Let me give you an example why. You notice them say the economy grow every year, but you get poorer. You can't ignore them things, you know. You have common sense have to start become common, you know. Your words means nothing, you know, unless it is proven, you know. So if them say the economy grow, but you get poorer, maybe the economy growing is at your disadvantage. Maybe it's a bad thing. You get what I say? For you. Because if you are get poorer as the economy grow, maybe a good economy is a bad thing for black people. But just I said, look under the receipts, look at what is happening. The economic growth, Jamaica is richer, but you are poorer. What is that? And you don't need a politician to tell you that, well, the statistics show that more people are employed. Yeah, you have more people employed, but them broker than when them never employed. Them poor. You understand? So that may I try to show you. Let me read again. See, it say, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. And how you love the Most High? By keeping his laws. And with all thy mind and with all thy strength. Put effort into it. Come learn his laws over here. You see, the Christian church tell you that it's done away with, which is to your detriment. When it's done away with, when you believe that it's done away with, you will have more massacres that like what took place in Clarendon. Because didn't the law say thou shalt not murder? I want you to think about it, you know. The 10 Commandments is a part of the law, right? But if the laws are done away with, then what they did in Clarendon must not be wrong. That is a question where you need to bring to your Christian pastor. Because if him say the law done away with, then are you saying that what they did in Clarendon is right? Because the Most High said thou shalt not murder. Are you saying murder is right? But your Christian pastor will say, no, murder not right. That means the laws is not done away with. So what is a Christian pastor teaching? Not the Bible. The Bible have the answers, you know, but your Christian church don't teach it. Why they don't teach it? Why you think it's a problem for them to teach the Bible? Why is it that Commanding General Yana bring out so many, you know what I mean, groundbreaking information out of the Bible that you have never heard before? Meanwhile, your Christian pastor has been reading it inside of that church all your life. But you never read that part. Why is that so? That is because Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible. You understand? And that is because, hold on. And that is because Christianity was given to you by the oppressor. The slave master gave you Christianity, not the Bible. So where the Bible would help we be a more righteous people and be, you know what I mean, less prone to hurt each other. Here comes Christianity telling us that we shouldn't really look into the Bible so much, but more listen to the pastor. And the pastor is just the mouthpiece of your oppressor. Knowingly or unknowingly, because many of them ignorant to what them do and just gullible You know what I mean? And many of them are just scammers. Yo, me I walk through town. I drive through town. See? And me I look for one of the building them. You understand? And me realize me don't know how me just take notice of the building them in town. Me realize them have many stories. Like second and third story. Just I see, just I realize. Me never take notice of it really. Me just look on the store them in front of me most of the time. See? And me look on the floor, the ground, the ground, what you call it? The ground story. And you see the Chinese businesses, and you see all of that. When you look up, me realize you have a spot up there, and me look good. It's a church for one of the building there. And I say, the Chinese own the business, but it's a black person own the church that is above the Chinese supermarket or hardware store or whatever. See? But why is that the case? Because Christianity is a hustle. But it's a hustle used by our people. There's big money out of Christianity for our people. But our people is not allowed to make money like how the Chinese make money or the Syrians by starting a business. So you know what our people do? In the middle of downtown where traffic is hustling and bustling, then build a church. Because that are the only business that black people is allowed to prosper in. So Christianity is really a hustle, and our people don't know. The Christian church raking millions of dollars in the billions in the black community. It is the only business that black people is allowed to continue in because it perpetuates the brainwashing of our people. And every Christian pastor profits financially from opening a Christian church. That's all it is, a business. So you going to the church is you going into a man's business place. He's only interested in getting your money, not telling you who you are in the Bible. If the Christian pastor should start tell you who you are out of the Bible, that church will be empty and he will not be, he can't pay him rent. He can't pay him car note and all them things there. He can't pay him light bill. Because you're going to leave from out of the church and find the truth. You're going to find the ISUPK instead. So he's not going to do that. He's going to keep the oppressor's doctrine that has been pervasive for years in Jamaica and across in every black and Hispanic community. He's going to preach it to you because you want to hear. You want to hear that you don't do no wrong in the sight of God and God love you no matter what. That is profitable. But to tell you that, you know what I mean, what you are doing is a sin and you need to change, that is not very popular amongst our people. Our people don't like hear the truth. There's no money in that, in telling the truth to the Christian church. The Christian pastor continue to sell you a lie. And that is why in the middle of downtown where all the traffic is, where the businesses are, black people have a Christian church in the middle, upstairs. Because no other business would have prospered or been allowed to prosper. You understand? Truthful say give back the Bible to King James. King James is a black man. We are say. And these are the things that, you know what I mean, the lies that are told that our people just swallow it up. And there's so much propaganda that, you know what I mean, our people no fault of their own, because where else you going to get the information from but from the oppressor? You have to swallow up the lies. You have to think King James is a white man who write the Bible. But you now have to question where that information they come from. You just have to swallow it up because you don't have time for research, nothing. You probably, you know what I mean, poor, you know what I mean, following Rastafariism smoking weed. You don't have time for your research, nothing. You try survive. So, you're going to know King James Black unless you buck up on the ISUPK. King James was a black man who ruled England and Scotland. He was the first of England and the sixth of Scotland. The sixth king in Scotland. You understand? King James was at war with the Roman Catholic Church, and they are the ones that spread the lie that he was a LGBT and all them things that you probably hear. See? King James paid 50 scholars to translate the Bible from Greek and Hebrew to English. So everybody can have a copy of the Bible, because there were scrolls. Each book was a big old scroll that not everybody, especially the poor, the poor wouldn't have access to. You would have to be rich to have access to a scroll. So King James paid 50 scholars to translate it in book format. And he translated the King James 1611 Bible, which is 80 books. Which today's Bible, you get 66 books. Which them take out 14 books. The Roman Catholic Church, the oppressor, take out 14 books outside. But King James original Bible had 80 books, included first and second Maccabees. That, you know what I mean? Everybody gets a goosebump here in Jamaica when they hear about the Maccabee Bible. You know, listen, you know. Who own the copyright of King James? But you mean who published a translation? You're ignorant, you know. Every time the Bible is published or republished, whoever copied that have publishing rights, because they are the ones that copied it and printed it. It does not mean that King James, you know what I mean, is not the man who originated the King James version of the Bible. If me decide, say, me I go print and copy, me I go copy and print a Jamaican Bible, see, me own the copyrights to that. So what y'all say don't make no sense, brother or sister, whoever. I have so many different translations. All right, so him say the crown of England own it. Then King James wasn't the king of England. All right, so the brother don't really, him not follow the class here much. So we are going to explain to you. King James was a black man who ruled England and Scotland. Black people lived in England before the oppressor, the Germans, predominantly took over the throne. There was a Jacobite rebellion in England. Many of these Jacobites lost that rebellion, and many of them was shipped over here into slavery. But Barbados, Jamaica, and North America. Many of us did not come from the west coast of Africa. Many of us are just, you know what I mean, who lost the Jacobite rebellion. That's a part of history where you don't know. So, if it copyright to the crown of England, is because King James was the king of England and he was a black man. But now you have intruders sitting on the throne. Those are the people that him lost the war to. Everywhere the oppressor go, him conquer and him replace. That's why you have the Egypt we want to love. We not say you, but our people love Egypt today. But who is represented as the Egyptians today? White people. But we know the Egyptians were black. See? Well, guess what? The Israelites were black too. You understand? We were black. You understand? But today them portray them as Netanyahu and the Israelis. We don't have to just understand the pattern of history and how this oppressor operate. Him steal your history. Him is a chameleon. Ironic that somebody typed Kamala Harris a while ago. But him is a chameleon. Him conquer and him steal your land and populate the place. That is what him do. Him now have no true culture. Even, all right, whenever you look at those royal pictures of the oppressor woman in England, those long time pictures, it's always this dress with broad hips and big bottom. But no white woman now have broad hips and big bottom. Where you think them get that from? Them create the dress to mimic how the real princesses and queen them did looking at England. The black woman them with big bottom and broad hip. That's why them always make them broad hip dress. I always see this white woman with broad dress and the bottom come out. So you understand? King James first published the book of demonology. That's, brother. Don't follow every foolishness where you see on the internet, brother. Them also say King James was a LGBT and King James had 9 sons. 9 youth him have. Stop follow everything you see on the internet. Because if not for the internet, you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't hear that. So just imagine you scrolling through YouTube, bucking up on video. And you know what? A lot of information that is true, you skip past it because the information that you adapt yourself to is the one that you like the sound of. I just saw you got natural human instincts. You have to believe what you want to believe. But you have to remember there's a lot of lies on the internet. Yeah, man, King James was a black man, man. And nowadays a common knowledge that. I don't know how you don't know that. I don't know how you don't know that, brother. You understand? In a 2024, I don't know how you don't know say the Bible was stolen from us. I don't know, brethren. I don't know. All right. So, like what I say is, the solution to our problem, it will have to go back in our records, and the records where our record the most time make sure say we add the Bible in our possession while we came over here in slavery, so that we had something to draw back to. This is going to lead us back to the most time. You understand? Not Christianity. Christianity is a lie. Christianity was created by the Romans. See? Christianity has nothing at all to do with the Bible. What the Bible says, what the Christian church preach is not in the Bible. The doctrine of Christianity is not inside of the Bible. And most of our people, because of the struggle of life, we don't open the Bible and read it, except for 2 Psalms. Tell the truth. So you can't really say you know the Bible. Some people do read it, but don't understand it neither. And in most cases, the hard part where them not understand, they skip past it and go to where them can find something where it makes sense to them. And you see where you just ask, brother, the Bible promotes slavery. It's also a common, you know what I mean, lie where we address every day. The Bible don't support slavery. Where in the Bible you say it supports slavery? Tell me the scripture where you say it supports slavery. Which scripture you talk about supports slavery? All right, let me say this. The Bible says we would enslave the people who enslave us. You understand? The Bible says, he that leadeth into captivity will go into captivity. I have a scripture that says, they shall be, you know what I mean, they shall rule over their oppressors. They that were they who held them captives, may I paraphrase, they will make them captives. Talking about we will enslave the white man. But where in the Bible you will find the Bible supporting our slavery? Find that scripture there for me. See? We're not going to make this a long class today. You understand? But quick and fast, just find that for me. In the meanwhile, let me see if I have another scripture right or so. 1 second. Yeah, we have another scripture now. 1 second. Tell me where in the Bible it said the Bible support our slavery. Because the Bible support the oppressors going into slavery. But show me where in the Bible it support slavery for we. You're not going to find it, brother. But I know you hear some lies. You hear some lies and you believe it, bro. You understand? All right. See? So we're for the topic of, you know what I mean, the massacre that took place, where them call is a massacre. And when you think of massacre, you think about the oppressor. So him say, all right, Ephesians 6, 5 to 8. All right, let me just jump to that quick and fast. In the meanwhile, everybody just tap up the screen, share, subscribe, depending on the platform that you're watching on. You understand? So him say Ephesians, which we know that is the scripture we are talking about. You understand? Ephesians chapter 6, and let me start at verse 5. See? And him says, servants, be obedient to them that are your masters, according to the flesh, with fear and trembling, in singleness of heart, as unto Christ. Now, tell me where that says slavery. It says servants. See? What is a servant? Who is a servant? Him say Colossians 22, Colossians 3, 22. Now answer Ephesians first. See? What is a servant? Who is a servant? Or upon type. So this says, servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh. The same thing it talk about. See? So what is a servant? Because you say slavery, no. You never say servant. See? What is a servant? A slavery, you say, no. All right. Now, may I ask you, you type every scripture where you can find, but may I ask you, what is a servant? Let me jump to the next one, but you need to answer Ephesians and Colossians, right? What is a servant? Because you said slavery. What is a servant? You say Timothy 6 and 1 to 2. 2 Timothy or 1 Timothy. See? Let me jump to Titus, like what you said. Titus 2 and 1, 9. May I ask you again, because I don't see no him say servant is a slave. Man, you that's something no say we don't understand, you know. How servant becomes slave for you? All right, may I ask you a question. A butler is a slave? May I ask you a question? A butler, is a butler a slave? Where you say Titus 9. May I ask you a question? Titus 2 and verse 9. All right, it says servant again. No, may I ask you, is a butler a slave? Because remember, it never said slave. It never, because this is the sentiment where him here, you know. Let me tell you where them talk on the road, where the Rasta them talk and the fool them when I know the Bible. See? Them said, the Bible says, slave, be obedient to your master in this and that and rare. But you see when you read it, it don't say slave. It says servant. You understand? And that is the reason why we say, get inside the ISUPK. All right, now let me explain to you. Then, in our kingdom, like any kingdom, we have class of people, right? The masters that the Bible talk about is not the oppressor. You understand? The master is always somebody who you work for within the nation. For example, let me give you an example. Peter was a servant to Christ. See, let me ask you a question. Was Peter Christ's slave? May I ask you that question then? Them call Christ master. Now I'm going to ask you again. Was Christ Peter slave master? That's why we say get inside them classes. Because you have wolves out there where you go just pies your mind against the Bible and you don't know the Bible. You understand? It never says slave obey your master. It says servant. A servant and a slave is two different things. A servant would be like an employee. A slave would be a bond servant. That is what the Bible calls a slave. Bond servant. And this is what the Bible says. Saying you must not make bond servant out of your people. A bond servant is a slave. A servant is an employee, brother. You understand? So him say Ephesians 6 and 5. All right. All right. So you say down to a 9. Okay. All right. So I read 5. So I read 6. Not with eye service as men pleasers, but as the servant of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, with good will, doing service as to the Lord and not to men. 8. Knowing that whatsoever good thing any man does, the same shall he receive of the Lord, whether he be bond or free. See? What does that mean, whether he be bond or free? Because we have to address that. What it mean by whether you be bond or free? Because our people don't understand what is taking place during the time of Christ, by the way. Who was ruling over the children of Israel during the time of Christ? You know, brother? What would be considered a bond, somebody in bond, or as somebody who is free? So him say bond, slave. So who would the children of Israel be in slavery under? We would be enslaved under the Romans. But that is not the master way to say you have to be obedient to, because Christ come to free you from your enemies. So it a talk about your own people who over you. Servants, be obedient, whether you be bond or free. Now, who would you be servant to if you were free? Because you pay attention to the bond part, you know. Zin? But who does a free man serve? Let me read it again. Zin? Knowing, hold on. Knowing that whatsoever good thing any man do it, the same shall he receive of the Lord, whether he be bond, whether he be a slave or free, or whether he be not a slave. So he's talking to both slaves and those who are not slaves, right? So who would the free man, the non-slave, be servant to? Because remember him said, servants be obedient to your masters. So who is the free man a servant to? Because you ignore the free, but you put in the bond, which may I tell you, say you don't understand the Bible. A free man would still have an employer. You understand? And in this case, it's talking about those in the truth. It's not employer status. It's the same relationship that Peter and Paul would have over brothers in the school or in the truth. You understand? But some of them would be slaves to the oppressor, and some of them would not be slaves. But they would still have to call Peter or Paul master. So in the truth, it's telling you that be obedient to your master in the truth, not to the oppressor. It's not telling you that you should be obedient to the oppressor. Then where does the free come from? Who is the free man? Can you be a slave and be free at the same time? That is very important for you to understand. Because you think the Bible is a novel. And the Bible is recording events that is taking place in real life at a particular time. So everything you're not going to understand. See, I'm like, oh, if you catch me, I'm a virgin, I will have a reason. If depends on where you catch we attack, you might take things out of context. Because the reasoning is a real conversation. Christians get tripped up on when the Bible says, you know what I mean? You are no longer under the law. And take it for say, oh, you don't have to keep the law. This is a real conversation. It's talking about you being under the punishments of the law. When somebody is under the, just a sidebar rabbit, see? When somebody is under the punishment, all right. In Jamaica, when you're under the law, you're in a jail. When them say the law is out, forget it at all about the police. These are the contexts where you have to understand the Bible. You have to understand the culture of the people who write the Bible. But if you read the Bible as a novel, brother, you have to twist up and you know what you got to do? You have to smoke weed. You have to smoke weed, brother. You understand? Because you don't understand the Bible, just like the Christian church don't understand the Bible. I know you alone don't understand it. The pastor don't understand it. So it is saying, back to your scripture, whether you are a slave or you're free, be obedient to your master in the truth. Because some man will feel high-minded and say, yo, I'm free, me after me know, me rich. Because usually the rich amongst us would be free from the Romans, because they have money. But you coming into the school, like the ISUPK, it would be the equivalent of the ISUPK today. See? Not because you have money and you're rich. Don't think, say, you don't have to listen to command in general, your honor. He's your master. You understand? And him keep on going to more scripture. Let's go to Exodus 21 and 7. Like what him said. See? So what you have to say about the ones that I just read a while ago? I want to know that. You know what? Before I go to Exodus, let's address the ones that I just read. Feel, can you give me about 4 scriptures? See? I explain to you that it talk about not slavery, because it mentioned bond and free. A free man would not be a slave. So what do you think about those? Does that rebut the foolishness what you say? Or you need more proof? You see, you're not understanding. You not understand. People. All right. It said, in a nutshell, it said, servants, be obedient to your master as unto Christ, whether you be bond, which is a slave, or free, which is not a slave. So how can a free man have a master? Unless it's not talking about a slave master. So a free man who doesn't have a slave master, and a bondman who is a slave, who have a slave master, which is the oppressor, can both have the same master in the truth. And their master at the top would be Christ. But Peter, Paul, and others would be their master. Whether they are free or whether they are a slave. Because you keep mentioning the bond, but you're not talking about it also say whether you be bond or free. So why are you leaving out the free? All right, forget about the bond. What is the free talking about? So, all right, let's talk about the free for a second. You tell me what the free means. So, you know what I mean? Somebody say it's nothing to do with the bond. All right, so the free, a free slave. so hold on. Oh, so so a free slave don't have a master. What are you talking about? A free slave is free. Him don't have a master. What you talking about? You see how you contradict yourself? A slave have a master, a slave master. Because remember, you know, you say it condone slavery. So the bond, you say, is a slave. You agree, right? So you would have a slave master. See? So are you saying the free slave still have a slave master? The free slave don't have a slave master. I'm free. Brother, you just don't understand the Bible. During the time of Christ, the Romans were ruling. See? The Romans had some of our people in slavery. The nation was under the Romans, but you have the rich amongst us who they could buy them way out of slavery. So he might make up things now. He might say the free with boundaries and rare. That's your opinion, brother. You understand? That is you not understanding the Bible and you being brainwashed by probably some Rastafarian or some idiots. See? And you think that free with free means free. Free means free. Free means free. Free just simply means free. That's why it says whether you be bond, which is a slave, or free. Christ is your master. When Christ was not here, Peter became the head of the church. Peter would be a master. And those are under, for example, all right, in the ISUPK, right? Commanding General Your Honor is our master. He's the head of the school under Christ. See? Now we have generals under Commanding General Your Honor. And this was the same structure during the time of Christ with Peter and them. See? They would also be our master. So it said, servants, which we serve Commanding General Your Honor. Not the white man. But guess what? We are in slavery now under the white man. This was the same condition like today. We are in slavery under the white man, but we serve Commanding General Your Honor. So when it said, be obedient to your masters, it attack not the white man. Because the Bible said the oppressor is the devil, which you don't know. Which it said the oppressor is going to slavery, which you don't know. It says the oppressor will go extinct, will be wiped off the face of the earth. It said the seed of Esau will be no more. Do you know who Esau is? Esau is the British, or Queen Elizabeth and them. Zin? So we serve Commanding General Your Honor because within our nation you had servants and master. That has never changed from Genesis where you bring up to now. You understand? Him say, are we free today? No, we are not free. We are not, we are slaves today. But in the ISUPK, Zin, we serve our master commanding general, your honor. I hope you understand. Same like how, you know what I mean? All right, for example, you would have blacks amongst us today who have written, like, say, for example, P. Diddy, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, not use P. Diddy. Say Jay-Z, say 50 Cent, all the rich black people and the Hispanics, right? If they were to come inside of the truth, they would practically be free men because them rich, them have billions of dollars. But if them come inside of the school, commanding general, your honor would be their master. But a poor brother like another brother, he would be a slave. See? So, born or free, be obedient to your master, because clearly a man who is free can't have a slave master because I'm free. You understand? The Bible is not this weird book where we like to bully. It's a practical book, and it does not support we serving the oppressor. We serve the oppressor because we turn our back on the Most High. And the Most High said, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? So there's a part where the Bible uses the term slave. It's asking a question, and it says, why is he spoiled? So if he's not a slave, why is he so poor? The Most High say, we are not slaves. You understand? We are not slaves. The Bible does not condone our slavery. That is what some weeded Rastaman tell you, who can't stop smoke weed. Him can't stop smoke weed, but you rely upon him to be your spiritual guide. Sorry for you. You know what I mean? All right, so we have another scripture. We are talking about the massacre that took place. Well, them call it a massacre, which it is, which is that is our people who are falling into the spirit of the oppressor. You understand? Zin, our people are falling into the spirit of the oppressor. And that is why we commit, you know what I mean, heinous acts like this. You understand? But if we had a little brotherhood amongst us, if we did what the Most High said, love our, which I don't think we don't read Matthew. Hold on. All right, let me jump back to Matthew chapter 12 and let me jump to 31. And it said, right? And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is no other commandment greater than these. Right? Very important for us to know. This is the solution to crime and violence. Loving each other. Who is a neighbor? Not the oppressor. You understand? Not the oppressor. Your neighbor is your black, Hispanic, or native Indian brother or sister. You need to love them as yourself. You understand? Now let me jump to Matthew chapter 18. Let's start at verse 21. See? And it said, then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Till 7 times. This situation that took place in Clarendon is a situation of we not forgiving each other. Gang violence is just back and forth reprisal because we can't forgive each other. You understand? Verse 22, Yahushua, which is Jesus, say it unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. You understand? So this is how often you should forgive your brother. 70 times 7. But does that mean literally you times 70 times 7, which is what, 490? It just means you must always forgive your brother. You understand? And if we had proper, you know what I mean, the Most High system in place where brothers and sisters could get proper justice for crimes that other brothers or other sisters did to them, then you wouldn't have reprisal killing in Jamaica. But because there's no justice, throwing somebody in prison does not provide justice. Or, you know what I mean, police raiding a scheme and, you know what I mean, claiming that they might fight crime is not proper justice. Sometimes them even get the right person. Sometimes the person who did the act is politically affiliated. And them can't touch him. Zin? But if we had proper structure, like what the Most High put in place, saying you wouldn't have to have reprisal killings. And now you could forgive and forget. Because you would have gotten justice for a situation that, you know what I mean, happened to you. So Christ said, till 70 times 7, which means always forgive your brother. See? Verse 23. Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would, all right, I'll leave it this way. You have another part that says, I for, I'm going to find that. Ye resisted not evil. See? This is Matthew 5 and verse, let's start above 39. See? Let's start at 38. See? This is Matthew chapter 5 verse 38. And it said, ye have heard that it has been said, an eye for an eye, which is practically what a gang live by. You analyze somebody, see? Them come analyze back somebody. Sometimes even more than them come do a more heinous thing than, you know what I mean, the previous thing. The original crime. See? So it says, ye have heard that it has been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Verse 39. But I say unto you that ye resist not evil. Why Christ say you resist not evil? Because an eye for an eye, you know what I mean, means that everybody will be blind. If it's an eye for an eye, everybody are going to end up blind. You can't catch Quaker, you catch him shirt, and you know what I mean, all them things they are going to go on, and the war will continue for generation. That's why you have certain community and certain community don't link. You understand? Because it has always been an eye for an eye. So Christ said, you resist not evil. If you live by an eye for an eye, you resist not evil. Let me continue reading. But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. What that mean? It no mean say if a man backs in your face, you must give him the next cheek. It does simply mean you must forgive. You understand? Forgive. That is how our nation is supposed to operate. Not live under this culture that these politicians gave to us called gang. Where if a man unalive a man, then you circle back the men are unalive 8. Then it now got done. And don't think if the police, like where Andrew Holness, he might get ready to send the police. Don't think that the other side are going to satisfy with, you know what I mean, the police coming in. Them still are going to continue. Them still are going to want vengeance because that don't solve the problem. So if them catch the man, them lock them up in a prison, the next side still are going to come and unalive some more people. For the one them because them still not get justice. You understand? And then guess what? Some new unalivers are going to get created over the next side. And them are going to come reprise again. And it's going to be probably a year, you know what I mean? This long thing. You understand? That's why it's important for us to come back to our culture. Our culture solves issues like this. You wouldn't have any gangs if we were keeping the Most High laws. You wouldn't have no such thing as a gang. Again, Gangs were created by the JLP and the PMP. I am not exaggerating. It was literally created by them. They created it. Literally. They formed the first gangs in Jamaica to fight each other. And with that, we're going to jump to the security announcement. Remember to like, share, subscribe. You understand? All right. All right, these are the ISUPK security announcements, where the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are to be saluted. They are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10 in the Hebrew and it's pronounced Ma'aishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you'd like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation is the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. So tune into ISUPK and all platforms, see, and celebrate the memorial of the blowing of the trumpet with us. This is your, you know what I mean, holy day that the Most High gave to you, or one of. See? Stop celebrating Christmas, that is the oppressor's holiday, that is a sin against the Most High. You understand? Stop celebrating Easter. Don't celebrate nothing that the oppressor give you over here, because it usually ties into some idolatry or some tragedy that is the celebration of your people going through tragedy, like Thanksgiving and them thing there. It's just celebrating the massacre of your own people. You understand? Don't celebrate no holiday that the oppressor give you. You know what I mean? It takes nothing out of you to just say, nah, celebrate Christmas. As a matter of fact, you save money. You understand? You save your soul in at the same time. You understand? Just don't celebrate it. See? Again, tune into ISUPK. Let's start celebrating the holy days that the Most High gave us, that is recorded in our culture, in our records called the Bible. You understand? And the memorial of the blowing of the trumpet is what's coming up next. Just tune into ISUPK for more information, or give us a call, and then we can, you know what I mean, get the proper information. See? Reminding Akiam and Akwatiam to check on social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, so if you want to join the school, you know what I mean, is to start wearing all black, give us a call, let us know that you want to start wearing your all black to be a trooper in the school, you want to be a part of this movement, just give us a call, you know what I mean? Our numbers are in the bio of all our pages, and also you can find our link tree at the top of all our pages. Click that and it will take you to all our social media as well. Give us a call, you know what I mean? We provide counseling and all them things as well, if you need it. See? So it's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel. All right, let's say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew first. Let's just say the Lord's Prayer. See? So, Sar, which means to turn in Hebrew. Wapanya Akwadam means and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and then in English. Abanawa, Shabbat Shamayam, Kodash, Ayah, Shamkat, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Aya, Pashamayam, Nathanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaklanawa, Kawabwat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawabwate Nawa, Wala Tabaya Anawa, Panasayawan, Abal, Kawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'athapara, La'aywalamyam, Aman, in English. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. Amen. So, Sar, which means to turn, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I Madim Shabbat, I Madim, Barak, Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb, Yaramata, class dismissed.